Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today I have some more Power Rangers Playskool Heroes blind bags to open up for you. I pretty much know what these are because I do have this little window here so you can kind of tell what's inside if you move it around enough. But I got to give a shout out to my buddy Brian, aka Collector Shuki, for picking these up for me because only in the magical land of Meyer do these actually exist. I've still never seen these in a Target, in a Walmart, even Kohl's. I tried to think of anywhere I could possibly find these in the real world, and nothing. I was buying them on Amazon for a time, but the problem with Amazon is you can't look through the bags beforehand, so you just get what you get, and I started to get duplicates, and I didn't really want to go that route anymore because I didn't really want to just keep getting duplicates from Amazon. So wanted to find them in stores so I could use the little window to see what's inside, but instead, Brian did it for me. But so very, very quick shout out to Brian because thank you so much. Otherwise, I wouldn't have these. And so I already pretty much know what these are, but I still thought it'd be fun to just kind of go ahead and open these up and then kind of take a look at them because this isn't the entirety of the first wave. I did have a couple from before, and there were like 2 or 3 that I passed on. I think there was like the Triceratops Zord, and I think the Red Wild Force Zord. Those might be the only 2. I didn't really care about the Zord so much. I wanted the Rangers and like the robotic Zords I got. But like the individual, like the Megazords I wanted, but not the individual Zords. Just, I don't know, they just didn't really do anything for me. They're certainly not in scale. The Megazords I wanted because they would be in scale with the Imaginext Megazords that I have, or at least close enough. But anyway, we'll get there. So let's go ahead. Let's open up some of these. So we will open up this first one here. And there you go. Speaking of Megazords, here is the white Tiger Zord in robot mode. So let's see. We have, does the head move? The head does not move, but the arms move somewhat. Yeah, they could probably go all the way around. I'm not going to force it, but it looks like nothing in the waist. How well does it stand? Yeah, it stands pretty well. So, painted fairly nicely, I have to say. Not too bad. Even have some paint on the back, which is pretty cool. But I wanted to get this guy because he should scale pretty nicely with the Thunder Megazord from Imaginext. They should be pretty much the same size, so I wanted to get this guy so I could have them next to each other. Looking good, so we'll put him off to the side, and we'll try out the next one here. And we have, alright, Zeltrax from Dino Thunder. He looks pretty good. Again, he actually has some paint on the back, which is pretty cool. Arm moves over here for the axe, and then you have this arm that moves. And they actually painted the hand underneath black, and then you have the nice silver paint here for the shield. Head does not move. Really just the arms. I'm pretty sure for all of these blind bag figures, you don't get any articulation other than the arms. Which is kind of one of the things that bums me out about these. You have the really nice painted and articulated figures in the 2-packs or that come with the Zords, and some of those even have weapons. And these guys have weapons molded in. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I would rather pay $1 extra for each of these bags and give him like the wrist swivel, give him the waist 90 degrees, have the head be able to turn. I don't understand having 2 different versions of the figures, but I feel like I've probably complained about that enough with this line in other videos, so I don't mean to harp on it. But let's go ahead, let's open up another one. Here we go, we got Dino Charge Red. He looks pretty good. The yellow looks a little dirty, but I think it's okay. It's probably just because they had to paint the yellow on either silver or red. But overall, it looks pretty good. I do wish that they had actually painted. This is where the T-Rex head is supposed to be, so this little part right here should be red. Even if they just painted the whole thing red, like I understand you can't paint the teeth or get that nitty-gritty because it's kind of tiny for the application, but even if they just painted that red, it would have been nice. But overall, here you go. He does have his weapon, which actually looks pretty good. They painted the teeth there, which I appreciate. That actually looks pretty good. Nice paint applications on the helmet there. Yeah, he actually looks really good. I like him a lot. This arm moves. This arm moves. So yeah, he looks pretty good. I have to say, articulation aside, paint apps for the most part are pretty solid. And I'm pretty happy with him. He looks pretty good. I'll zoom back out a bit. Alright, so moving on to the next. Alright, here we go. We got the White Ranger from Dino Thunder. Because he's white, he's a little dirty here. A little smudge. Hopefully I can clean that out. Unfortunately, I feel like white figures just kind of naturally have that. It's hard to keep them in pristine condition, but overall he looks pretty good. I'm not really sure why this is yellow. If you know his sword at all. I think it has some gold throughout it. And I guess they didn't want to be bothered to, you know, paint the intricacies of the sword, which I understand. But I feel like, I don't know, maybe, well, I guess they didn't want to do it in white just because then it wouldn't be distinguishable from the hand. And they didn't want to do it all in black. I don't know. Anyway, the helmet looks good. I like the red visor. I think that looks pretty solid there. You kind of lose out on one paint application here on the shoulder. You have black, and then whoops, white. So that's kind of a bummer. And I guess the way they have his... Did they mess that up? Did they paint the wrong part of his arm? I think they did. Because look at this. This should be... This is black. This is white. I think they painted the wrong part of his arm. I can't tell though. Is it just that his arm's twisted in a weird way? I don't think so. On one of them they painted it wrong. Way to go, buddies. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. I feel like maybe this is correct and this one is wrong. I'm honestly not sure, but that's kind of hilarious. In either case, the insides are painted black like they're supposed to. That looks pretty good. Overall, he's not the best, but he's okay. And it's a shame, though, because I really love this suit design, and I would have rather he got the full treatment like the others did, but oh well. Nothing I can do about it now. We'll go ahead and open up. So we're about halfway through. We did 4, we got 4 more to go. Next up, we have Green Ranger. So there you go. You can twist his arm so the shield matches up. Not bad. Would have loved the triangles on the boots and the gloves to be painted, but I get it. Head seems a little disproportionate, but maybe not. Maybe it's just that he really has no neck. I don't know. The Dragon Dagger actually looks pretty good, though. Pretty decently painted, the silver and the green. And you actually have some paint on the weapon. Unlike this guy over here, which would have been really nice to have some black accents on there, but I guess only MMPR gets the special treatment. Either way, it does look good. Helmet actually looks pretty good. The silver paint around the visor. The gold on the shield. I kind of wish the gold on the shield like extended out, but I understand because of the way they did the articulation, it would be kind of impossible to have like this swivel and just immediately hit the shield on both sides, so I get it. But yeah, he's not bad. Not bad. Alright, stand up. His feet are a little off, so we'll see how that goes. I noticed whites are kind of the same deal. See how they're not. He has a hard time standing because if you look, let me move the camera a smidge. You can see how like one doesn't quite like, if you lean him forward, if you try to lean him back on this foot, it's, so I don't know, maybe some hot water would, because I feel like it can, like if you can just get it to pose correctly, like, you know, just bend the feet a little bit, he'll stand fine. Like he has the capacity to. Just probably got a little warped in the packaging. Alright. Who do we have here? Oh, now we're talking. I think Sledge looks really good. Of course, he is a lot of this copper color, but they did a good job. The eyes are painted nice. The green pops through where it's supposed to. He's got the arm cannon rocking. He looks good. I think they did a really nice job with him. Really, really cool there. Oh, does he have trouble standing? Probably because his gun's so humongous. Yeah, it looks like... I think it's just because the gun's so heavy. Let's see if we put it down. Yeah, he has no problem standing if you put the gun down. It's just that the gun is really top heavy, so it makes him really, really top heavy. He's just going to fall right down there. But if you just kind of have him like this, stands perfectly well. He looks great. He looks really great. All right, 2 left. Let's see. We should have... Here we go. Mighty Morphin Black. Pretty good, pretty good. Let's see how he looks with... They both kind of have larger heads. I don't know what it is. The heads just seem... Am I crazy? Are all the heads larger? I don't know. This one, I feel like the head just looks better on this one. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. But in any case, he looks good. That should be painted white, but I get it. Arm movement. I wish at least at the... Oh, maybe he does have wrist... Oh, look at this! Wish and it shall come true. Look at that. I was just thinking, I'm like, it's okay to have the axe out like that, but if they would have, if any, just give me a little bit of articulation there in the wrist, and there you go. He's got it. That's fantastic. Again, Mighty Morphin gets all the love. I see how it is. But the axe looks good. You have a nice little bit of gold paint there. You have some silver. Helmet's nicely detailed. I even like the little molded, they could have molded the blade blaster in there, but just the holder is fine. Now this one does not move. It's literally just the one with the axe, but that is perfect. If you're going to give wrist articulation to one side, the side with the axe is the side to do it. That's really cool. I'm trying to see if anyone else has... No. What about this? I don't really see how this could. No. Now I got to double check everything. No, that's all. You can see that's molded into one piece there. I guess no one else really needs it, to be honest. Yeah, I'm really surprised. Again, I'm not complaining, but I'm really surprised Zach has it. Yeah, nobody else does. Okay, I'm not crazy. That was just... I think that was just wish fulfillment. If I get 3 wishes and I wasted one on this. That almost looks like it's going to come off. Does that just come off? It looks like it wants to. Alright, we're going to leave that on there. I don't want to break it. Alright, last bag. Here's the last one. Let's see how we go. This should be if you're keeping score at home. Yes, the Dragonzord. This is one that I love that they did it. This doesn't feel right. Alright. That should snap in. It should. It's not going to. Okay, there we go. So he looks good. I just... Why is he solid green? He should be mostly black. Like, even if... I mean, I know the reason. It was cheaper to mold him out of green than it was to mold him out of black and paint some of the areas green. I get it. But, like, these coins down here should be gold. The arms, at least. Even if they molded the arms. Even if they just... Well, no, because this should be gold. Yeah, he's just... This should be gold. This should be black. Maybe just the sides here in black. I don't know. Someone who knows how to paint could probably do a really nice job with this, because honestly, the silver for the tail looks good. The tail itself looks good. I even think that the molding of the head looks good. The mouth, the eyes, the crest, the feet, the chest, all the detail in the figure looks good. He just needs more differentiation of color, because he's not just green and silver. So, I don't know. If someone knows how to customize Pop a little gold there, make this... I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't want them to make the whole arms out of gold or yellow or whatever. I agree with that. But yeah, this should be gold. This should be gold. You could probably leave these green, but it needs some black in there somewhere too. I don't know. In any case, for the most part, he looks pretty good, and he'll hopefully look good next to the Imaginext Megazord that I have. So we'll see how that goes. But here are the 8 that I just got, which will pretty much round out my Wave 1 collection. Let's go ahead and take a look at some group shots. So here's the Mighty Morphin gang. I guess technically there's a Rita too that I just didn't have handy, but I'm surprised. I'm not complaining, but I'm surprised they went so light on MMPR. There is actually a couple more Zords. There's the Triceratops and the Saber-Toothed Tiger Zord. But again, I didn't really want the individual Zords. I mean, I know Dragonzord's an individual Zord, but to me, he's kind of Megazord status. And then you have Tiger Zord here in robot mode, which is definitely a Megazord to me. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm really surprised. Oh, you know what? There is a Red Ranger with a shield that comes with that big dragon. I always forget about the big dragon. I think that the Red Dragon Thunder Zord and the Wild Force Megazord are the only 2 releases I don't have at present. I think I have everything else. Again, I don't know what's going on if there's going to be a Wave 2. I hope there is, because I would definitely like to get some more of these. I think they've done a pretty good job. I love that this guy has the arm, even just a little bit of wrist articulation. It's a really big deal to me. But yeah, so far, these 4 guys look pretty good. We do have the full Dino Thunder team now. It's really a shame that White is the only one that doesn't have the normal shoulder and wrist and leg articulation. All of the other 4 have the kind of out to the side spin shoulders with the wrist swivel and the head swivels and the bend in the waist, except White. White's the only one that got relegated to the blind bags, and so he only has the arm articulation. And it's just a shame. I mean, if it was half and half, like you look at some teams like Wild Force, and they're kind of half and half, and it's not that big a deal, but it's really just a shame that he's the only one of the 4 that got this treatment, because he's one of the best suits from the season. I mean, come on, he looks so good. So I don't know. That's kind of a shame, but it's still cool to have the whole team here, all 5 of them together. And then here's the Dino Charge team. Still missing a few members. I would love to get blue, black, pink, purple. I mean, really, I'll take all of them. Aqua. Granite? What did they call Philip? Was he gray? Graphite. Graphite, that's what he was called, right? I was like, granite? That can't be right. Anyway, I love that they gave us the super mode. Oh, and I forgot to mention, there is a Triassic figure for Dino Thunder that comes with a motorcycle that's just kind of not out yet. It's like the last of the 2-packs. I also forgot to show off Zeltrex with the Dino Thunder team. So here he is again. Hooray, he looks great. Oh, and I really should bring in Snide as well. Throw him in the back. Again, I think it's weird that... I guess there are 2. There were 2 from the blind bags. And then these 3 all have the really nice articulation. So we'll see how it goes. And I guess if you count Snide too, it's about half and half. So all right. But I do appreciate getting... Like, you get the powered up Red Ranger as well as the normal Red Ranger. I think that's really fun. But yeah, I hope... Although I'm starting to notice a trend, it's all 3 Dino seasons. MMPR, Dino Thunder, and Dino Charge here. I guess Wild Force is the anomaly because it's the only non-Dino season to get the Playskool treatment. But I'm really hoping they do more of these because they've been fun. And I'm hoping that they stick more to the style of figure that has the shoulder and the wrist and the waist articulation instead of just going with the... I mean, the blind bags aren't terrible, but again, just give them to me all in the better, and I'll pay a little bit more. I really don't mind. Alright, so there you have it. That's going to do it for me for the first wave of Playskool Hero Power Ranger blind bags. Overall, I think they're all pretty solid. I still go back to my argument that I don't know why they didn't just do the blind bags with the same amount of articulation as the other figures. I mean, Imaginext is able to do that. When they do blind bag figures, it's all the same level of articulation. and paint applications and all that, and they charge about the same. I think their blind bags are $4 or $5. Again, I would have gladly paid the extra dollar to have all of these characters with the full articulation. Now, some of them it's not that big of a deal, like some of the villains, especially if they have large shoulder pads and things like that, and the Zords as well. You know, that articulation probably wouldn't even be possible. But for someone like Dino Thunder White or, you know, any of the other Rangers here, it would have been really nice to give them the full range of articulation that they deserve. But in any case, I still think they're worth picking up because they're pretty cute and pretty decently painted. I have to say, the articulation is really the only thing that suffers. Otherwise, they look pretty good. When you stand them next to figures that do have the articulation, it's not super noticeable. So I still recommend grabbing a couple of these. The only ones I never got are the individualistic Zords. I think it was Wild Force, Red Lion, Mighty Morphin, Saber-Tooth Tiger, and Triceratops. Not to say anything is wrong with them. I just personally didn't care about picking them up. And when these things were so hard to come by, I kind of just wanted to make sure I got the ones that I wanted. If I ever see them in the store one day, who knows? Maybe just to round out the set, I'll pick them up if they ever come up on my Earth. But we'll see how that goes. So yeah, if you know where the magical land of Maya is, feel free to go pick these up. Or if you are willing to gamble on Amazon, that's also another option. I believe there's still plenty in stock at Amazon. You just don't know what you're going to get when you buy online. Otherwise, it's a bummer that these didn't get a better release. I don't really understand what the deal is when it comes to Hasbro with pretty much the entire Playskool line. I don't know if it's just... I mean, right around the same time that these were starting to come out, like both Walmart and Target scaled back their just Imaginext and Playskool Heroes sections in general. Also, Hasbro has kind of ditched this size class of Playskool Heroes for Marvel and Star Wars, and they're kind of heading to more like a 4-inch size figure, which is weird. I'm kind of hoping these don't immediately now get redone in that new 4-inch scale, because I like this scale. It scales with the, you know, Spider-Man and Star Wars and Imaginext that I already have, so I would like to keep them in this size. But I haven't really seen anything announced about a second wave of these, whether it's the vehicle sets, the blind bags, anything for a wave 2. I'm hoping Toy Fair is kind of our last bet. If we don't hear anything by Toy Fair, I would be very suspicious to think that these are continuing on. It might have been a once and done thing, which if that's true, it's a bummer because I think they were cool. So fingers crossed we actually hear something else at Toy Fair. We'll see how it goes. I mean, if Micromorphers can get a wave 2, these guys should get a wave 2. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching.